Hello, YouTube people. There I am. It's been a hot minute since I vlogged. The last vlog you saw was me, competing at Junior Nationals. Oh, look at this little monkey back here. Oh, say hello. Anyways, so the last clip you saw was me competing at Junior Nationals. And that was dope. The whole experience was awesome. I am so happy that I decided to compete at Junior Nationals. You know, my first show was a flop. And I got second call-outs. Like, that was devastating. I'm not going to beat around the bush. But then I go out to Junior Nationals and I get first call-outs. Like, that's redemption. And then the second show in there, that went really well too. First in Novice A, third in my open class. Of course, I still was hungry for that class win and like potentially an overall, but it is what it is. Anyways, what's next for me? Well, what is next for me is a solid off season. Competing in a national show, I already knew that I was on the smaller end of the spectrum. Your girl needs muscle. And how do you gain muscle? A caloric surplus. It's the only way. People who tell you that you can lose fat and gain muscle and you can do it while you're like eating not enough calories, like that's bullshit. You need to be in a caloric surplus to gain muscle. Being in a caloric surplus, there's fat gain that comes along with that. No, you don't need to gain a ton of fat. That is not the goal. So reverse dieting is all about slowly adding calories back in to kind of minimize that fat gain and maximize muscle gain. So that's what I'm in right now. I am reverse dieting, and I actually ended my competition season on pretty high calories for a cut. My body was literally just burning through everything. My metabolism, I feel like, was in a pretty solid place, like moving into this off season. So I'm really happy with that. I wasn't getting down to those scary calories that some people have to get to really get to that competition level leanness. And I didn't have to get there, and I am so happy that I didn't have to do that. So I was actually in a prime position for this growing period. And I don't plan on competing until next year, like next spring. I'm going to take a full, 9 months off before I begin a prep. And I'm hoping that my prep won't have to be too long, so I don't want to let my physique get out of control, obviously. And it's still summer, like, hello, I don't want to, totally blow everything out of the water. But I know what I need to do, and that is more food. So that's where we're at, guys. I'll catch you in the next clip. Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a voiceover really quick of this heavy lifting workout. So it is now off season, which means it's time for muscle gain, and it means that my strength should be coming back rather quickly with this influx of calories. So I started off my lift with this amazing new machine we have. It's called the Pit Shark. It takes the pressure off my spine like a regular squat when you rack it over your shoulders. This is all at the hips. So I can really put on the weight and just get to like past depth. And it's really awesome to just really add some weight on and try to get some mass on that ass, if you know what I mean. And then next I moved on to the leg press, and I did a superset for this. I started narrow stance. It's kind of hard to see in the footage, and then I moved on to wide stance. So this was really difficult. I was struggling hardcore on this. I did kind of have higher reps for this one, just because I was doing a superset. But it's really important to really push through your heels so you can really activate the glutes, which is what I was trying to target, really that glute hamstring tie-in. Sometimes my butt even lifts off the seat, but I just really was trying to push through my heels and feel it, get that mind-muscle connection in the glutes. But like I said, I'm really trying now in my off season to push as much weight as possible. that is the goal. I'm trying to add on size, and that's really the only way, is kind of increasing the weight, bringing back more compound lifts, more of the hip thrust, more of the overhead press, just things that are using multiple muscle groups at once, because that's really a solid way to increase muscle. Also, another great compound lift is the deadlift. I like to get up on the platform because I'm short, so I need to really kind of have that leverage to where I can go past a little bit, to really hit the glutes a little bit more. This one I was trying to do as slow and controlled as possible to hit that squeeze at the top, once again pushing through the heels. Mind-muscle connection is so important when you're working glutes. You really have to focus. You can't just go through the motions. You need to be really thinking about activating the glutes at all times. So this is another one. I point my toes out and push through my heels, and that's when I really feel my glutes on fuego. This was more some accessory movements in between because I was feeling pretty fatigued at this point. This was just a lateral hip raise. I believe it was I think it was a 10-pound weight that I was holding on the side to kind of increase the challenge. And this is another one you really need to focus on connecting with that medial glute. And as you can see, I switched off sides. I think I was doing like sets of 12 here. And I like to have my ankle raised a little bit higher, or my heel. That just kind of hits the glute a little bit more. And last, I ended with some deadlifts again. But this one was using the kettlebell. I think that was like a 60-pound kettlebell. This was kind of my burnout. I just wanted to, just hit the glutes one last time. And as you can see my stance a little bit better here. My toes are pointed out. And never be afraid to readjust if you're not feeling it appropriately. And so this was my burnout. And as you can see, I'm squeezing the glutes at the top. Doesn't look super cute, but you got to do what you got to do to get it done. So this was my heavy lifting, glute-focused workout, and I hope you enjoyed it. Alright guys, another little talk that I wanted to have with you all is what happened to me immediately after prep. So, your girl, just like every other competitor, went hard in the paint after the show. And relatively speaking, like, I don't think I took it like too far. But, I mean, I definitely enjoyed myself post-show. Meaning, Junior Nationals got out late, so we go home, and I just, wanted pizza. I was craving pizza so hardcore. So, Brett and I went to Domino's, and I had some candy in the car. So I ate some pizza, and honestly, I was just really, really tired, and I just wanted to shower, so I didn't really even eat that much. But that was that night. So I had, some pizza, some candy, called it good, a diet soda, because that's all I wanted. And then the next morning, I had an amazing brunch planned with my friends, and Brett, and I'll input some of the footage because I got a little bit. It was a brunch buffet in Chicago, $25, all you can eat, amazing, stations, a candy bar, waffle station, omelet station, carving station, sliders, pizza, mac and cheese, it was nuts. It was balls to the wall. Highline Barn Grill in Chicago, if you're wondering. So it was amazing. I ate until I was physically in pain. I haven't eaten that much food in so long. And then I didn't eat for that happened, that was at 11 in the morning, and then I didn't eat until 4, until after the gym, because I wasn't hungry, I couldn't eat anything. And then after the gym, I was feeling good, and I was like, you know what, let's go get ice cream, because I haven't had it in so long, and I need it. So we went, and we got ice cream, and then I actually felt more hungry after the ice cream, weirdly enough. So then me and Brett had a grand finale with some tacos at my favorite Mexican place right by my apartment. So that was the day after the show. Wasn't feeling great after that. I immediately got a headache. I honestly felt like I was hungover from all of the sugar. In my last I don't even know, like 8 weeks of prep, I was only eating whole foods. Foods that agreed with me. We've gone over those ones that I digested well. I cut out all processed food. I wasn't even eating like protein bars. I wasn't eating protein powder. Like I still would have my BCAAs and my pre-workout, but other than that, all processed foods were cut off. I rarely had any artificial sweeteners. The only sweetener I was using was stevia. And so my body was used to these whole natural foods, and I went nuts with the processed foods. And then even after that, like the next few days, I was like, oh, I can like have a protein bar again, or oh, I can have these protein powders, and just stuff that I cut off, just like little things. And I felt so shitty, you guys. Like, I was talking to Brett like I was on the verge of tears. I was like, if this is what it feels like eating processed foods, like I don't ever want to do this again. I don't want to feel this shitty. And I know it's just because my body wasn't used to processing them anymore. But it really got me thinking that if my body feels like this after I reintroduce them, then like what are they doing to me internally? It was kind of like this light bulb went off. And so I'm really back to just eating whole foods. I'm eating more of the same foods that I was eating on prep. 1, because I enjoy them. 2, because they agree with my body. 3, because they don't make me feel like shit. Like, lesson learned. I'm not, just because I can have them and just because I can fit them into my macros, because my macros are pretty high right now, doesn't mean that I should. And that's where the whole clean eating versus if it fits your macros kind of confuses people, because they say like, oh, if it fits your macros, like, yeah, of course, like you should eat like clean foods, and that's kind of where the flexible dieting comes in. But now I know what foods make me feel amazing and what my body really thrives on, and why would I give that up just because I can fit shitty processed food in, you know? So that's kind of where my headspace is at. Like, I don't ever want to feel that shitty again. It really felt like I was hungover, and it was terrible. Like, why would I do that? Anyways, so that's where my headspace is at with food. So if you do see me doing like meal prep and things like that, it's going to be a lot of the same foods, except now I can have Brussels sprouts because they're higher in carb, and Brussels sprouts are life. So good. Okay, but I don't want to ramble. And so yeah, Whole Foods for the win. Also, watch the documentary on Netflix called What the Health. It's really made me rethink my meat options. And now that my carbs are higher, I might start incorporating more meat-free dishes. Just a little caveat in there. Thought I'd throw that in. All right, I'm going to try to get some footage at the gym for you guys for an off-season workout, because the weight is going up, the food is going up, the scale is inevitably going up. All right, guys. See ya.